Good morning. It's November the 28th. Beautiful morning. It's -1, going to +3 today, so we'll lose some of the little bit of snow we got the other day. At least the roads will melt off, which is a good thing. I'm actually down here on at south end of Albert Street and Angus Street. There's a pet store here that I just went in and got kitty litter at. So what I'm going to do is walk up Angus here and then walk down South Albert. If I don't get run over by a truck. It'll be about half an hour, but give it a little bit of a different part of the city than I normally walk in. Well, I've walked down here several times, but not recently. Usually I'm down here when I'm taking the car into OK Tire, which is over there, but today it was a cat litter trip. I'd like to order some Indian food. There's your information. So down this side, down Angus here, or up Angus actually, because I'm walking north, you'll see a lot of apartment buildings. Then when you go down Albert on the other side, walk over, you'll see a lot of commercial buildings. That's this morning's walk. Then I'm going to go home and put the fresh litter in the kitty's box. So, yay, what an exciting morning I have. I've already done some publishing related stuff, of course, and got more to do, but other errands too. Yesterday I went and got battery for a phone at the battery depot and woke up this morning and found out there'd been a fire overnight at the battery depot. I was just there yesterday, so that's hard to believe. That place is a fixture. Any kind of battery you need, you can get there. If they were forced out of business, it'd be a big blow. Also, I apologize, I don't have still don't have a microphone. I'll have one next week. I just have been unable to find my regular one, and I can only think that it must have fallen out of my pocket somewhere outside and is lost. If it turns up, well, I'll have a spare. But the new one should be better because, first of all, it's got a little wind thing on it. Cut out some wind noise. And second, it's got a clip that can turn sideways. The one I got, which was very inexpensive, could only be clipped vertically. And I'm gesturing with my hands, if you can see that. And I would go and walk up here closer to the buildings just to be different. This one is called the Elm Crest. But yeah, it's better if you got one that can turn sideways. You can clip it to a lapel and the microphone stays properly pointed at your mouth. So hopefully it will actually be a better one. They're way cheaper than they were when I first started trying to find microphones I could use on an iPhone, and way less complicated. I spent a lot of money on my first setup and it never was all that satisfactory. Then I used a really cheap plug-in one, which I can still do. Then it has a wire. I always wanted a wireless one and I finally found one. But now this is the Oak Crest. So we've got the Elm Crest, the Oak Crest. And I'm detecting a theme here. We go sailing, sailing. Sorry, I was just listening by happenstance because I think I've got Apple Music tuned to a Broadway channel, or show tunes, or whatever they call it. It's also movie musicals. They were playing the Act 1 finale of Titanic, so that's what that's from. I was in that, a production of that, 10 years ago now, I guess. This is the Willow Crest, so yeah, definitely a theme. So that song is in my head anyway. Once I heard it, it's like, oh yeah, remember that. Alright, well, we're changing apartment building styles, so I presume the nomenclature will also change. Fresh tubs. Repair and refinishing. So we've left the crests. This one is called Southland Gardens. Hi, Jerry. Yeah, it's going to be +3 today. and then cool off again around freezing. But there's no really cold weather in the forecast even yet. And no more snow in the forecast. But that doesn't mean anything. That can pop up with short notice. The long-range forecast is pretty much guesswork. Does this one have a name? It's probably got its name here. Oh, here we go. Georgian Gardens. This one. Georgian Gardens. Quite an impressive entranceway there, don't you think? Might be my thumbnail. You never know. I think the last time I walked along here it was spring or summer, so it's been a while. Courtyard in between the buildings there. Does this one have a name? They all seem to have names along here. I guess most buildings do. This one's front entrance is on the side, so I don't see a name immediately here. Oh, it's called Private Driveway. That's a catchy name. Lots of places have that name. Oh. It has a name, it's where I can't see it. I guess even this isn't a name really, it's just a realtor. Well, they're not very exciting looking, these ones. Pretty basic. If you'd like to rent one, there's your number. Apartment for rent and the next one up here too. The only downside of walking, there's a fire station over there. The only downside of walking along here is that it's in the shade, which means there's more ice on the sidewalk still. Hasn't melted off. This Holdings. I'm sure this one will have a name. There's a little entryway thing here. I hope you can hear me. I know it's not great on the without the microphone, but I'll have that fixed in a few days. Oh, they don't show a name. How disappointing. Oh, up here. Well, the next one's called Casablanca, and it matches this one, so I'm sure they were built by the same people, but they may not have the same name. Casablanca Apartments. We'll always have Paris. Round up the usual suspects. Avenue Living. Casablanca Apartments. They look exactly like the previous ones, so clearly built by the same developer at the same time. My guess would be the 60s. They are dramatically lit in the morning, at least on this side. You can see over there is all the commercial stuff. We'll be walking by that when we go. If we get to the end of this street, turn around and go down the other way. Should be about a half-hour walk this morning. I've walked in that side over there in that park, by that school over there a few times. But again, not recently. This one is called Villa Contessa. It has a little courtyard thing going on between these two buildings too. 60s, maybe 50s. Certainly an older looking building. The wrought iron balcony and everything. I kind of like it, but then it's from my kid era. This would have been, this was built. So it probably has a name over there, but I can't see it. Clearly it was also built at the same time as the one behind me. That's the same wrought iron balcony railings. Stop. Over on this side, they're much more less interesting apartments for the most part. Yeah, the phone will damp me out as it tries to balance the sound around me, I think is what that is. So when a car goes by, I get faint. Well, my voice gets faint. I'm fine. This one is Villa San Marco. This one is Villa Temporary Storage Units. I think this is actually a senior's home here, this next one. My shoelace doesn't come untied, that's always annoying. I think that's what this is, assisted living. There's a wheelchair as if to prove it. And a couple of angels out front for Christmas. Christmas decorations there. There you go. Home view. Special care home. The gimbal continues to do strange things. I'm not planning to replace this. It was expensive. Better last me a long time. There used to be a liquor store over there, but it's closed like all the rest of the government liquor stores. Almost got run over there. Bright sunlight, no excuse not to see me. Try to get the license plate. I'm sure it's on this. I'm sure it's on the recording. The atrium, that's what it's called. Not too much further, really. There's one more block, long block, past this light up here. That's the end of the apartment buildings here. There's more on the other side. Then we get up past the Southland Mall up here. Sorry, Golden Mile Center. It used to be called. It's not actually called that anymore. What they call it now. We'll see when we get to the other side. There's not even a sidewalk over here. You have to walk in the parking lot. I don't know why there's not a sidewalk down there, but there isn't. Some of the snow that's been cleared doesn't look very snowy, but that's what that is. This way, there's a pool place there. Bar, pool. Broken Rack, I think it's called. Been in there a few times for this and that. Never to play pool. For other reasons. This, of course, is all loading docks on this side. It's not very exciting. Here will be our turnaround spot. pretty new. Don't remember seeing it last time I walked along here, but it must have been there and I just didn't notice it. We still call it the Golden Mile over here. So I guess it's still the Golden Mile. Real Canadian Superstore. Hi, Tom. Hi, Kirk in Vancouver. I'll apologize again for the sound. I'll have a new mic in a few days, but for right now, we're stuck with this. Right, Brisbane. Brisbane? No, Brussels. Sorry, that's my eyes. They saw the BR and jumped to an unwarranted conclusion. A man from Brussels, 6'4", full of muscles. Okay. It still works, but that's not the way I like to have it. However, I don't think I'll fiddle with it. I'll just let it go this way. It just twisted around on itself. It does that sometimes. It doesn't seem to like to have the support pointing away from me, but that's where I like it, because right now my screen is partially blocked, depending on where I hold the camera. But I'll leave it because changing it is too difficult. Doesn't affect your end of things at all. My concern. I don't know how it decides to do that. I've never understood. It'll just suddenly do it. So again, we're in loading dock territory back here. We'll go around the corner and then we'll walk down the front of the You know, this really does bug me. I am going to change it, so hold on for a second. Getting dizzy. There we go. Yeah, I like that better. I don't know why it does it. Hope you enjoyed that quick thrill ride. It's still morning here. Of course, it's about 11. Yeah, 5 after 11. All right, now we will turn and go south. Do I walk along in front of the mall like I sometimes do? I think I will. Because there's a sidewalk. This is kind of one of the main entrances here. And there's various things here. This used to be more of a mall. Now it's got more external exits than it used to, so it's almost like a giant strip mall. Various things here. Royal Bank. Actually, technically, I think this is my bank, although I do all my banking down at the main branch. Ooh, that's bright. I may not be able to see the screen much walking in this direction, because it may be 11 o'clock, but that's how low the sun is in the south. Big parking lot. Big blue wall. Good one. A few Christmas trees if you're looking. This is the front of the Great Canadian Superstore, of course. Some dripping going on here. I just bought some of that salt. Not here, but yesterday for our backyard, which is very icy. More wreaths and such like. Some shade up here in a minute, I hope. get dripped on. Well, even if I do get dripped on, I'll still shade. Oops, there, it turned around again. Annoying. Still here. There we go. Yes, in the cannabis store. It's legal here, unfortunately. I'm not a big fan of legalized cannabis. I'm a big fan of many things our government does. That's just one of them. There's also a liquor store up here. Big fan of those, so I'm not big. It's now called Smart Centers, which, you know, Golden Mile Center is a much better name. Here's the liquor store. Gas station there, and we'll go around the corner now and head south along Albert Street. There's a Whataburger here. Or is it a fat burger? I don't know, some sort of burger. I've never eaten there. And another entrance to the liquor store. I gotta put my hand over my eyes to see anything on the screen. Very bright. It's also okay, fine. Do it that way. It's backwards, but I won't fiddle with it again. Whew. Is it? It's very bright, that's what it is. Like most sunlight, I would have thought. But there's a Mr. Sub. Get over here to where there is a sidewalk. At least for part of this walk. That's the fairly new hotel over there. Kentucky Fried Chicken. The West Harvest Inn, that used to be called over there. I think it's called something else now, the Atlas, maybe? I've been in there for many events. It's a popular place for banquets and such like. I can do to keep that sun out of my eyes except put my hand up every once in a while. I didn't make the crosswalk, unfortunately. My hat actually getting warm, so I think I will expose my ears. Okay, as long as I'm stopped, I'm going to try to turn this thing around the way I want it again. Alright, here we go again. The question is, will it flip on me one more time? More than one more time. See, I need to have it turned this way because there's a little joystick I need for moving the camera up and down. And when I turn myself around, it's on the wrong side of the joystick. This is one of the places where the sidewalk goes away. I remember it's down here for some reason. Excuse me. I actually like it over here, a little further from the road. It's actually nicer. That's substation. sometimes after dance competitions and rehearsals and that sort of thing with my daughter, but not since then. India Palace, been there once or twice, I think. It's not our go-to Indian restaurant. That would be, what's it called, Callaway? Callaway? That's not right, that's a golf club. Cardam. Can't think. It's a spice of some sort. Anyway, here's Earl's. Been there many times. Did a walk from their parking lot once or twice too. That used to be a bookstore over there. Used to be the Book and Briar Patch, our favorite independent bookstore, but that's long gone. It's been crocus and ivy there for a very long time now. And over there, that used to be a Blockbuster. Remember Blockbusters? Remember when you used to rent videos? Those were the days. I really miss them. I prefer streaming. And whenever I do watch a videotape now, it's like, how did we put up with that quality? Oh, wait a minute. This is the Atlas. Well, I have been in that one a few times, but this is actually the one that I've been in more often for banquets and stuff. They also have a water slide, which is popular for kids' parties. So when Alice was little, there were a few birthday parties she went to there. Over here, French Press is a nice little coffee shop I occasionally frequent. Well, can you occasionally frequent something? Would you have to frequently frequent something? I occasionally occasion it. Doesn't work though. Sometimes I go there. There, that's the straightforward way to say that. Alright. Bit of frost on the sidewalk. That happens when you get warm weather after you've had cold weather. The sidewalks can sometimes get quite thickly cased in frost if there's been a long cold stretch like midwinter and then you get a thaw. Sometimes it makes the sidewalks and roads as slippery as anything else does. This used to be, was it Brewster's, I think? Nice little pub, brew pub, and I was excited when they were redeveloping. I thought maybe there'll be another restaurant, but no, it's Canadian Blood Services. So unless you're a vampire, nothing to eat there. Yeah, I used to go there a few times too, but they went out of business. Not too much further, really. Farther for real distance, further for metaphorical distance, if you're ever wondering which one to use. It's the rule of thumb I finally learned like 4 or 5 years ago, and I've been clinging to it desperately ever since. There used to be an Australian restaurant there. I don't remember what it was called, but I remember eating there. But it's been Lee's Chop Suey for a long time now. 7-Eleven. Way back when I started doing this, someone commented on the fact that we still had 7-Elevens because they'd all disappeared wherever they lived. We've got them. There's another hotel way back there, Holiday Inn Express. Grocery store coming up. It's been a couple of things, I think. I remember in his previous incarnation, my wife and I came here the morning after our wedding because we hadn't told anybody where we were going. Everybody thought we must have left town, but we were still in town. It wasn't called Freshco then, it was, what was it? Something else. Anyway, is it a Sobeys? No. Anyway, and we probably ran into somebody who'd been at the wedding, so much for our avoiding the anybody who knew us the day after. Much of a honeymoon as we had came a bit later when we went to Emerald Lake, the Rockies. That was kind of our honeymoon. All Freshco now. one of the more interesting Japanese restaurant places, Wasabi here, which is attached to a gas station, so for all of your needs, get gas and sushi in one easy stop. All of my comments have gone away, so I'm not sure what happened there. I think I'm still streaming because I see numbers beside I show that people are watching, but there were some comments earlier and they've all vanished, so I'm not sure what's happened there. Probably I touched the wrong thing while I was fiddling with it. So I hope somebody's still watching. It'll be the first time I lost a feed accidentally. If you're there, I can't really see very well, but I'm trying to say hi. You say hi. I bought did I buy tires here? At least one tire here once upon a time, I think. Did long enough in one place. You've got a memory of many places. Even if they're totally insignificant, like who cares if I have a memory of Cal Tire, but I do. Greco's up here on the right is a restaurant that's been here a very long time. I haven't been in there for a long time, but I remember being in there several times. Usually, again, a lot of the restaurants I've been to were related to a show I was in, so it was an after-cast party or an after-rehearsal get-together, that sort of thing. I think this was a cast party. I don't remember what cast or what show. That's a new strip mall over there. Don't have any memories associated with it, so. There used to be a Tony Roma's rib place there, I believe, is what was here. It was one of the things that was here. It went away. Probably my fault, I only ate there once. There's a comic store in that strip mall over there, I believe. That's what I'm thinking of. Or maybe it's further along. Again, despite my interest, I don't frequent those places very much because I've never been a comics reader. Lots of science fiction fantasy, but it was always books and short stories, not comics. It went by too fast. Whenever I did try them, I think, well, that was kind of cool, but I read it in 3 minutes. I spent money for it. Why would I spend that much money for such a short-lived experience? So they just were never my thing. There's Save-On Foods. I do need to buy an onion. So maybe I will actually stop here, a little bit shy of the car. The car is only another block or so over in that direction. Maybe I will stop here at Save-On Foods. Go in and buy the onion I need. Otherwise I have to make another stop at another grocery store. On the other hand, that's not hard either. And I will shortchange you on this walk if I stop here. So I won't stop here. I'll keep going. So there's the apartment buildings we walked down the front of at the beginning of this one. There's OK Tire, which is, I take my car quite often, and that's where I've often walked from when I do this sort of South Albert stroll. I'm getting warm enough to take off my gloves too. Save-On Foods, should you have any interest in such a thing. See the golden arches of McDonald's over there. McDonald's is in there. That may be the first McDonald's I ever went to, in fact, on some trip up from Weyburn, before we had one in Weyburn, which we didn't until I was working at the newspaper there. It's when they finally built a McDonald's in Weyburn. Big news when that happened. I haven't Been to Weyburn now in 7 years, I guess. I think the last time I was down there was for my 40th high school reunion in 2016. So I should get back and do a walk down there, actually. That would be fun. But I need some other reason to go than that. Okay, we're gonna go up here, just go around the corner. Cars, let's just walk away then. Texas Credit Union. There's a cannabis store coming up here in this next little strip mall. In the back of some of those apartment buildings, one of them anyway. Rock Tavern and Eatery. Oh, that's new. I've never been in there. Well, somebody has been, because it looks like they broke the windows. Never noticed it anyway. So there's the cannabis store. Gallon is insurance, but the best thing, oh, there's something else in here too. I don't know what it is. Pizza place. Best thing in here is Dandy's right here. Ice cream store. Wonderful artisan, locally made ice cream. I highly recommend it if you're in the neighborhood. Even this time of year. They open in January and they still have people lined up to get ice creams. But in the summer, of course, you get more of that interest. The car is just the other side up here of the pet store. Positively perfect. So I'm not sure what exactly happened to the feed and why all my comments disappeared. Maybe I accidentally turned them off. I still see numbers watching the live stream, so I know somebody's there. So I don't think the feed went away. But it's the gimbal was causing me problems, so. And again, I apologize for the sound. I will have a new microphone next week. And you know, if you don't like this one, go back and watch one where I do have a microphone. There's lots to choose from. I've been doing it since spring of 2021, I guess. Okay, we'll stop here. So thanks for walking with me, and bye for now.